Hey, welcome back to the video. I wanted to record this outside, but as it turns out, I have COVID, and so I came out to the yard. So I'm going to record this in the gangway here, just to be outside and just to get this recorded. So we're gonna be dealing with a lot of light changing, but we'll make the best of it. So anyway, we talk about a lot of the sexy stuff on this channel, right? Cameras and lenses and all of that kind of stuff. And so I just wanted to get back to the roots of this channel and talk about some cheap stuff that you need to buy as a beginning photographer or filmmaker. And so I got a nice list of things, and then for bonus, I am gonna throw in one thing that it's not cheap, but I think as a beginner photographer and filmmaker, you need it. I stand by it. You just need it. All right, so just to get into the video, the first thing we're going to talk about is a cheap camera bag. Camera bags can get incredibly expensive, stupid expensive. In fact, it's one of those things that they know they can charge a lot of money for because they know that you have to buy it. But when you're first beginning, I do think that you should go out and buy a cheap one. And here's why. You buy a cheap one because you need to learn, and you need to learn it very quickly, what you need out of your camera bag. And so you don't want to go out and spend, $250, $300, $350 on a camera bag before you know exactly what you need from a camera bag. And so this is a Lowepro cheap little camera bag. It's called the Lowepro BP 150. This costs $100, and it's horrible. It's a terrible terrible camera bag. But what it does is it carries like a lens. It carries like a body and a lens, and then two other lenses if they're small, and then it has a lot of pockets on it. And so what this camera bag does is it tells me exactly what I needed before I went out and bought my big Protatic 450 camera bag. You guys can see it still has the tags on it. I used it for a little bit, and I never got around to taking the tags off just because, why? You know what I mean? So this bag, and then another thing is, like, you guys have heard me talk about this, I'm ridiculously big. This is a tiny camera bag. And so sometimes when I don't want to carry, or I don't need to carry all of my gear, I'll still grab that really cheap camera bag and just toss, one or two lenses in it with my camera body, and then get the thing done. So number 2 on this list is really important. These are off-brand like batteries, and this is specifically from a Sony shooter viewpoint. I don't know what kind of off-brand batteries there are for Canon or Nikon or whatever, but these are made by Newer. And the great thing about these off-brand batteries is that these were so cheap. I actually bought a camera charger. It was a 2-camera charger, and it was something like $60 from Newer. And 2 of these batteries came with the charger. And I bought these when I first got my A7 III, which was 3 or 4 years ago. And these batteries still work to this day. Some people say that there's a lower amount of like photos you can take with it or whatever. I don't know. These work great. In fact, I'm actually using one of them in the camera now to record this video. So go out and get yourself some off-brand Z batteries because the Z battery for the A7 IV, the new Z battery, they're like $80 each. And I got 2 of these for like $60. So gotta go out and get that. The next thing that you want to get is you want to get yourself a little little BS light. This one is by Viltrox. This costs like $50 or $60. The only caveat, the only thing that I would say about buying a cheap light is you want to make sure that the light is bicolor. That's my only thing. If you're gonna buy a cheap light, make sure that it's bicolor. So yeah, go out. You never know when you need light, a little extra light. This one's great. This one actually gets really bright. And so if I can find the information on it, I'll tag it below. In fact, if I can find the information on all this stuff, I'll link it below. I don't get any kind of money off of this stuff. I don't have any affiliate links. I just think it's important to not gatekeep, and I wish somebody would have made a video like this. I wish I would have found a video like this when I first started off. Also, if you guys are liking this video, or videos like this, let me know in the comments if you guys want me to make more videos like this, and then just like and subscribe, help me out a little bit. The next thing I want to talk about that I think every photographer, and especially if you're going to start filming like YouTube videos like this, is you do want to go out and get yourself a cheap monitor. And when I say cheap, I think at the time this monitor was like $167. You can't find this one right now, but Caleb Pike from the DSLR shooter made a really good video about cheap monitors. And so check out that video, Caleb Pike. If I have a chance, I'll link that down below. I don't know that I would use this for like professional work, but it's really good at like using it to set up just so that I have a bigger screen than this one that I'm seeing myself on right now. And I think it's a beginner, like when you first start filming videos like this, I think it's important that you get one of these. So get yourself a cheap like monitor. And then the last thing that comes in on this list before I give you guys the one bonus thing is you got to get yourself some storage. When I first started out, I was just saving things onto my computer, and in fact I was not saving a lot of the videos that I was making when I first started making these kind of videos. Photos are really small files before you get to like the A7R4, which are huge files. But photos are relatively small files. But once you start recording video, you're gonna need somewhere to save it. And like these Samsung SSDs, these are great. And it doesn't have to be Samsung, and it doesn't have to be SSDs. They can be hard drives. I have some cheap hard drives down on my desk by I can't remember who made them. I'll put it right here. But you want to get yourself some storage. Storage. I wish someone had told me to buy storage, because I would have saved myself a lot of having to refilm stuff. If I had saved all of those old videos onto storage, I could use those instead of having to refilm B-roll all the time. So you want to get yourself some storage. This SSD comes in at about $100. You can get cheaper ones that's like 512 for like 70 bucks or whatever. But storage, and buy as much as it. Buy way more than you think you'll ever need. I'm actually on my second 14 terabyte storage right now, just because I've started recording and saving more video, which is another reason why I think like 4K is a friend to no one. When you have to start saving these files, man. And then the last bonus thing that's not cheap. I know this is not cheap, but I do think that beginners should go out and buy this. Beginner photographers and videographers, and that is a 24 to 70 focal length lens. This is the Tamron 28 to 75. This is the lens that I think all beginners should buy first, because if you guys watched my video that I made on it, it gives you an idea of the popular focal lengths, 24, 35, 50, and close to 85 that you might need. Here comes the sun, guys. I gotta change this up a little bit. It gives you an idea shooting at those focal lengths, and it's gonna let you know which of those popular focal lengths you like filming and shooting on the most. And that'll give you an idea of what prime lenses that you should then go out and buy. So I really think that this is a really valuable tool that every new beginner filmmaker and photographer should go out and buy. And that's the list, that's the video. So you want to get yourself a cheap camera bag, you want to get yourself a cheap light, a cheap monitor, some off-brand batteries, and a ton of storage. And I think that you'll be set for everything that you need. And then just one last thing, go out and get a rocket blower. Doesn't have to be the name brand one, but just a little blower thing to blow into your sensor to get the dust off, because dust on sensors and photos suck, but they suck more in videos. Thank you guys for watching this. I will see you guys in the next video. And don't you guys worry, even though I got COVID, I actually feel great. All right, that's it. Peace.